So, today we're gonna talk about level of detail. And level of detail is what game engines like Second Life use when they use game assets, which in the end we all are. Even you, dear student, are just a game asset on the screen.
Game assets.
A game asset. An avatar is a game asset. Any prim is a game asset. Any mesh is a game asset.
All right. Items that are visible on the screen
Are all
Unit.
game assets.
are game assets. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what we make actually with meshes. We make, in this case, if you make them for a Second Life, you make a game asset. Yeah.
Yes.
And once you're done with that, you want to upload it into this Second Life world, which we do by selecting build in the menu, upload mesh model.
Mesh model.
Then I have to select one. What shall we select today? Well, it doesn't really matter because I'm not actually gonna upload it. So let's do the hammer. That's
The
here.
hammer.
There's the hammer.
A hammer.
It's DAE file, the collada
Collada.
file. Collada file. And
Gotcha.
okay, so if you try to upload it, you see, first of all, you see that the hammer isn't really called hammer, but it's called cube 006.
Oh, so what you have named it doesn't carry over when you start to upload it.
Well, yeah, somehow it got a different name. I will get to that later when we look at Blender.
Okay.
But for now, you know, the name of the file was hammer, and this actually is a hammer. I mean, it could have been a car, but it's a hammer.
Yeah.
And
Hammer to be.
if you select the DEA file, then you see that all the file itself is here listed and put in this field hammer as the high LOD. So these are LODs. You have
LOD. That's the
level of details of the mesh, and there are 4 of them,
Gotcha.
from high to lowest. And the highest is the one you upload. And we can see here that this hammer has like 14,000 triangles and more than 10,000 vertices. And then it looks like this. The high definition looks like this. But you can also look at the lower definitions.
I have a question on that. The number of triangles. Is there a target by which we should shoot for? I mean, is there a limit? Should it be less than a certain amount of triangles?
Yes. Actually, you know, I think the number is like 32,000. If you upload a mesh which has more than 32,000 triangles, then it will split these triangles. Now, suppose you have only one material in it, yeah?
Okay.
I think it cannot handle more than 32,000 triangles for one material.
Okay.
So it will split those triangles in 2 different materials.
Okay.
14,000 for a hammer is quite a lot, actually. I wouldn't.
14,000?
Yeah,
Or did you say
14,000. I wouldn't
14,000.
upload this as a hammer because you have to look at how I'm gonna use this object. Yeah, and hammer when do you see the hammer? You see the hammer probably maybe on a table or on a wall laying around, or in your hand or on your belt. Yeah.
Right.
And 14,000 is a lot. That you could, if I click at calculate,
Mm-hmm.
you see this hammer has like 37 land impact, which is
Oh,
that's a lot.
that's a bit. Mm-hmm.
That's a bit, yeah.
For an
So
accessory.
I wouldn't use this hammer this way. Yeah, this is more like an example of what's going on here.
Okay.
Why do we have these different LODs? Because an LOD is the level of detail you get to see on different distances, different viewing distances. Yeah, if you look at the hammer close by in your hand and you zoom on your hand, you want to see more detail. And if it's laying like 30 meters away, you don't see much detail of a hammer anyway. Yeah,
Right.
in real life you don't see that either. So you don't
Exactly.
need that kind of level of detail, and that's what these other levels are used for. There are four different meshes, and it tells the viewer how to display and when to display that particular mesh at which distance.
And the viewer calculates that automatically.
And if you upload like this, you put in your file for the high level of detail, it will automatically calculate the other three levels, and you can look at them by clicking on them. Yeah? And you see that this one looks kind of ugly actually. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because
Doesn't
we
quite-
didn't pay any attention to it yet. We didn't make this model. It's calculated, and it just removes vertices and builds up new triangles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you ask me if is there a kind of goal? Yeah, it depends on the kind of object and how much detail you want. If it's a big object like a house, you might want more detail, on 20, 30 meters than on a hammer
Gotcha.
because it's way bigger.
Right. Yeah, you don't
So,
want your
so you
roof
don't
being
want it
big.
to lose a lot of shape because you can
Right.
still see that house on a bigger depth. So,
Exactly.
so what's going on here is like, this is like the high definition will be used up till 20 meters, I think. Then the medium will be used up to 50 meters. The low will be used, I think, up to 100 meters, and then after 100 meters is the lowest. Yeah, so does it really matter? A hammer looks like this over 100 meters? No, because you're probably not going to see it at all. And it's too small.
Right.
For a house at 100 meters, you can still see, yeah?
Mhm. Yeah.
And you don't
If you
want
do
to.
see it,
Hmm?
if you do see it at 100 meters,
Yeah,
you might,
you do
might
want.
be able-
Yeah,
you
you
might.
don't want to pull the roof. Still, maybe like what would be nice is still see the shape of the roof.
Exactly. Yeah, don't want it to be caving in. Yeah, right.
So the point here is more like you have the options to make all these different ones yourself,
Okay.
and to make sure they look exactly how you want them to look at the distance.
I see. Because I see that those are adjustable. They have up and down arrows that they can be increased or decreased.
Yeah, I could. I never do it, but you could put in a number here, yeah. So
Uh-huh.
I said, oh no, I want more detail here. Let's put that to
Right.
10,000, yeah.
10,000. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, put it 10,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that looks nice. You think, oh, it good, looks good. Oh, let's make them all 10,000, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because I want. Oh, that's 100,000. That's a little bit too much. Make it 10,000.
10,000. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, look at my lowest level of detail
look at
hammer.
that. Is it pretty decent?
Let's
Yeah.
upload this one. Calculate.
Yeah. What would be the land impact.
Oops.
Oh my goodness.
500. I only rented like 100 frames, yeah?
Wow.
No, this is no good.
You don't want that.
You don't want that. Not for a hammer.
You have to pay 530 lindens to upload that?
No, well, yeah, 530 limits for a hammer.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I want people to look good. You know, you could
Yeah.
think that. Oh, now this hammer is for a belt. Yeah, I will wear it on my belt, so it doesn't
I don't
really
know.
have any land impact because I'm wearing it.
I don't know. For 530 lindens, I think I would just use
Yeah,
it
but
all.
I'm gonna sell it, you know. I'm gonna get 10 lindens for each hammer I sell. So I need like 50 customers, 60 customers, I make a profit, and they all run around Second Life with a good looking hammer.
Nice looking hammer. Yeah. And they'll say, "Where'd you get that hammer?" Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a Kai original. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they also will notice, oh, this sim is kind of laggy. Laggy. Yeah, that's because
He's
these
carrying around that hammer.
everybody's using these hammers, which
Everybody's
cause a
got
lot
that
of
hammer.
lag, of course, because people are running around with a level of detail absolutely
Yeah.
unneeded.
Okay.
So,
That makes sense. That makes sense.
we don't want to do this.
No.
No. The point is, for each level down, you get a reduction in triangles of at least like 50 to 75%.
Mm-mm.
So, this one should be between, and maybe you remember there was like 4,700 it said here.
Mm-hmm.
Half of this is 7,000, so
Right.
that's an extra 3,000. Well, it's around between 4,000 5,000 is more like the goal, yeah?
Boy, you really pay for it if you bump it up. Yeah.
So this would be more a better number. And then for the next level, you do the same. Half is like 2,200, so a little bit more, say 2,000. For this level, half of it is there, a little bit more, like 200. Well, let's say 500 for this. That would be more like it.
Okay.
Calculate.
Let's see what that looks like.
28 lindens.
Okay.
41
Quite-
impact. It's still way too
Quite.
much for a hammer, you know?
It is kind of high.
When I
It is
make something like this, I want to, my aim is 1.
Yeah.
My aim for like pieces of furniture and tools like this is 1 or 2
That would be
land
ideal.
impact.
Yeah, that would be ideal, but good luck with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for house it's kind of difficult to reach that, but you want to have well, the least possible, yeah? That's always the goal when you model. And,
Yes.
and we mentioned this before, if you model a mesh, you want to upload the least number of triangles and the smallest sizes of textures.
Right. So that is the process that's called cleanup, when you remove any of the, like any extra edges and
Anything
Yeah.
unneeded which doesn't really define the shape of the object, which you can leave
Right.
out. You can imagine that here, any vertices between these 2 points here, if there
Yeah.
would be any loops, they can be removed. Straight is straight. It doesn't make it less straight if here, where there are a lot of, shape changes on these round curves, there you would need more triangles, of
yeah,
course.
a few more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
That's
So
the
you can-
goal.
Even in the design of your pieces, if you're building it and you're not downloading it from another resource, if you're building it, you kind of keep that in mind, don't you? Don't put anything extra that's not really pertinent.
Minimalistic, that's the goal. Minimalistic. Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
Minimalistic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You know, you're a good student. Yeah, we're looking for the right word, but you couldn't find it, so I helped you with it.
Keep it simple, silly.
So
Kiss.
then you can say, oh yeah, but that means I have to make 4 meshes. Yes, you have to make 4 meshes. Actually, no, you don't have to make 4 meshes. You have to make at least 5. What's
5.
what's number 5? That's the physical mesh, the physical boundary of the hammer. Now,
Physical.
look when
Oh,
you, yeah. So, um,
oh, I see that. Level of detail, and then the next tab is physics.
yeah, physics. So
I got
that's the physical boundary of the hammer. Yeah,
mm,
where can I touch it, or where can I? Well, maybe on a hammer it's not so relevant. You
yeah,
even don't maybe need any physics because it's just too small object.
yeah.
But for a house, it means the physical boundaries are the walls of the house, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to be able to walk into the house, so you have to leave open the door. Yeah, you have to make a hole for the door,
Oh,
so
you have to
that
create a
your
little
avatar doesn't
entry.
bounce into the wall or in something, but there is a hole in the shape of the mesh, and that's
Oh,
the
I've done
physical
that.
boundary.
Yeah, I've done
Now,
that. I put a hole in it, and then I walk up to that hole, and I can't walk through it.
yeah,
Yeah.
or you want, if you know, when you want to walk on the floor or stairs, there has to be a physical part of that mesh which enables you to walk on those stairs.
Gotcha.
And there you have the same options. Pick physical model, it says.
Mm-hmm.
And you can pick different ones. You can
Mm.
you can pick one of these models you just supplied, the high, medium, low, or lowest. Or you can say, no, make it a cube, or make it a bounding box.
Bounding box. Now
And
that
now,
sounds
now you see
reasonable.
these blue boxes
Yeah,
around it, and that's the physical shape of the hammer.
I see. Yeah.
Or you could also say, no, I want to make the high one.
Oh,
And now it says, well, I use this high definition mesh, this high mesh you gave me, but there are red areas.
no, which indicate a no-no. Oh, and I see it shows a little error down there.
Yeah, and yeah, why is the
Oh,
arrow? It should show a little arrow.
yeah, the physics mesh is too dense.
Where does it say that?
Right in the middle.
Oh, yeah. It
Yeah.
says a big red cross. Yeah, I
Big
have
red
something
X.
with my eyes. It says, no, a physics mesh is too
Something
dense.
either. Or it contains degenerated
Degenerated, yeah, degenerated.
triangles.
Yeah,
Yeah. We don't
degenerate.
want those.
No, you don't want those. It says, and here in red it indicates the areas where it has an issue. Yeah? You can zoom in it, well, not too much. You say, okay, I have to examine that. Probably it means too dense, too small triangles. It has triangles which are too small or too
Too,
narrow.
too
That's the
small.
problem.
Yes.
So you can say, well, yeah, okay, I don't need this high density mesh to define the shape of the hammer. You use either a lower one,
Mm-hmm.
or you use the bounding box is fine.
Big box looks good.
You can say, well, I don't want one at all because this won't be a physical mesh anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also say from file, and then you make
You
it
know,
yourself.
this is a question that it may be off topic, but may not be, because when you say little triangles, like if you do upload something into World, and you find that you can reduce it, but you can only reduce it to a particular amount, and you can't make it real small. Is that what's happening? Are those triangles colliding and they can't be made any smaller? Does that make sense?
No, they're not. Yeah, they are. What the uploader is doing, if you make the mesh less dense,
Uh-huh.
the triangles get bigger, not smaller.
Yes.
So that's not the issue.
Oh, okay.
So it's not colliding. They don't collide. They are merged into one.
Oh, okay. Well, I just thought when I'm scaling something, I find that on certain things, it'll only scale down to I can make it bigger, but I can't make it real small.
No, you can't make. No, there is a limit in size of an object.
Okay.
So you can't. Generally, distances can be less than a centimeter.
Okay. Well, that's probably what's happening.
So if a triangle gets less, well, if at least if an object gets less than a centimeter, it will complain. Sometimes but it usually complains if the how you say that,
when it's being downloaded.
if the angle
Yeah.
of some of the triangles get very small.
Oh. Okay.
So if it's got a very sharp edge and it is a very small triangle, or one of the legs, one of the edges of the triangle is very small, it can complain about that, and then it can't handle that.
I see. Okay.
And that's what it actually is doing here. If I choose this one here,
Mm-hmm.
then it complains about
Yes.
it's too dense. They are too small, and since I can't select any of these because I didn't supply them, I can't fix it that way. Normally, you make a very low dense, the low mesh you can use, the lowest, sometimes as a physical. Objects like these, you don't bother. You just click. If you want any physical mesh or boundaries, you take bounding box. That's the safe option.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
If you do nothing, it will not upload any, and then your mesh will be non-physical. You can just walk through it.
Oh, phantom.
Then it will be a phantom.
Ah, okay.
Yeah?
Well, we don't want a phantom hammer because that would be very frustrating.
That's more a problem in OpenSim.
Yeah.
You have to upload a decent physical mesh, otherwise you get issues. Second Life, that's less of an issue.
Oh.
Okay, so knowing this, that we have two options. We can generate it. If we are happy with the numbers, fine. If we're happy with how it looks, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Goal is 50 to 75% reduction of triangles for each level. Or you make it yourself because you think, well, it doesn't look right what it is generating. I want more control of it, then you have to make them yourself.
Yes. Okay.
And if you also want control over how you walk on it or through it, then you have to make a physical mesh. 5 meshes. Yeah?
Okay.
But that's not all, as we will see. It can run up until
There's more?
7 meshes.
What?
So it's a very labor intensive thing. Let's go back. I will close this down because now we will focus on how we're gonna make these meshes.
Okay.
So as an example, we can use this beautiful Midjourney generated medieval door.
Oh, that is beautiful.
It's a Romanesque door.
That's beautiful.
Why is Romanesque? Well, basically it's kind of Romanesque of the shape it has, the pillars and the way the arch look, and it's so, yeah. It doesn't really matter, it's a door, yeah.
Yeah, it's made in Roman time.
Why don't you just say it doesn't matter, Kai, it's just a door?
Okay. I really don't know, and does it really matter, Kai?
No. Anyway, this is the door. I take a picture of a door and I think, well, that's a nice door, let's make this door. Yeah? Nice materials, wood door, glass, we have glass here. So I look at it and I say, oh, I have to make these columns, I have to make two doors, I have to make claws, I have to make this arch, which is called a foissard. It's a French word,
Yeah,
foissard.
that's
And
French.
we have here, we have the pediment here, up here, so let's make a
Excellent.
pediment. We make a keystone, here we have a keystone. We have two pilasters or columns. We have to make
Mm-hmm.
columns. We have here a doorstep. We have the door. We have a lintel. A lintel. This is the lintel, and
Yes.
we have a window frame. So I made
Okay.
all these different objects. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Those are actually containers. Those are like the folders, right?
Yeah.
With stuff
So
in.
I want to make a lot of doors,
Yeah.
actually, because I'm making, as I explained last week,
Uh-huh.
I want to make a big town, yeah, with a lot of houses, and each of these houses have doors, and I don't want them to be all the same doors, so I have to
Oh
make
no,
different
no, no.
doors.
You would have different doors.
Yeah, so I let Midjourney generate me 10 different door styles, and I'm gonna build them one by one, and this is door number one.
Okay.
So make a folder, door number one.
Mhm.
And I make so then the objects for door number one, and I have a reference picture here loaded for
I see that. I see.
door
And
number
that's what we're
one.
looking at.
That's what we're looking at, yeah? So
Yeah.
you can switch it
Okay.
off, on and off. And let's look at this pediment. Here we have the pediment. And let's put that in solid view.
Would you want to demonstrate how you put a reference drawing into Blender, or you think most of the students know that?
Yeah, they already know gray, they
Oh,
know I showed them last time.
Oh, you did show them already.
But basically you just
I'm sorry.
open an image on your disk and it will put it in like this.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very easy. Open an image on your disk and it will just lay one down on the floor for you
Yeah.
as an object, and you can scale it, rotate it, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I am in front view because I want to look straight at the door and I want to build my door. Yeah.
Mhm,
So I
mhm.
can use this as a template. Yeah, not as a template, more as a reference to build over. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Oh,
You have several there though.
several what? Pediments.
Pediments.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what I wanted to explain.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
What do you think they are? They are named. I named them. Yeah, you can show. By the way, you can show the names. Did you know that?
Uh-huh.
You did.
Oh, yeah.
So here in the object properties,
Yeah.
we have all these options. Viewport display. It says here.
Uh-huh.
You can say, I want to see the name of these objects.
Show the
Yeah.
name up. Uh-huh.
And if you look at this one is now selected, physical. You can switch it off and on.
Off and on.
And I can
Gotcha.
change the display color. Also, it's
Oh,
red.
that helps organize things. Yeah. Different colors.
It's red. And I can also display the axis, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see what's up and down axis.
Mm.
Or I can put the wireframe on this object on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Or
Okay.
he-
Okay.
What? You had enough?
Yeah, we got it.
You get it?
I get it.
Okay. You sure?
I got it.
Sometimes I have the feeling I have to explain twice with you.
No. I get it.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
What I also
Oh,
do, by the
Put
way,
shadow.
so
Oh, you can even put a shadow on
yeah, you can,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
it. Okay. I'm joking. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I showed you in the uploader, we have 4 meshes. Yeah, so I have to make them. That's why I call them here in the naming I use, of course, I have these pediments all in one folder under the door, and I have all these different LODs made, yeah, and I gave them different colors. Here they are: low, very low, medium, and high. Yeah,
Oh,
all with their own colors. I always use, well, not always, but yeah. If I do it this approach, and I think I need these four different ones, and maybe it's questionable if I need them for this door,
right.
because yeah, how much detail you need on this? What was the name?
Lintel?
Lintel, yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, really, how
I
much do
mean,
you need?
yeah, it can be simple one, and this doors that maybe also.
And the
So,
doors, yeah.
so that means you don't always have to make four different levels. You can say, well, two is enough because it's a simple object. I only gonna use like the one medium level and one low, and that's I will use that the mediums for for the first two LODs and the low for the for the last two LODs. That's fine also. You can play with that.
Yes.
Yeah?
Mhm.
I mean, how much LODs you need for a glass plate? Yeah? Not much.
Really? Really, not much.
So this is just actually an example, yeah?
Okay.
So when I when um when I press first I will turn this on, the screencast. I use a color book, by the way. It's an add-on
Color book.
where I can make color schemes and I can use colors I use often, and here it shows the color scheme which is named LOD.
Oh, okay.
And
Is that a free add-on?
no, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
But
That's all right.
it's not expensive.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to know.
You can afford it, Gray.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Okay,
Well, you can afford to tip me, so you can afford to buy this.
well, that's true. Okay,
Did you tip me, by the way?
not yet.
In all these 10 lessons or more, you never tip me?
Okay, so these are different levels of detail, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, so I use blue for the lowest level, green, this green for low, and I color them that way in solid mode, yeah?
Oh, blue is velo. Velo.
Very low, yeah?
Is that the brother of J-Lo? No. Velo. Oh, that's very low. Very
Very
low.
low.
I get it.
Low, medium, high.
Okay. Very high. V
But
high.
you also see here, very high,
Very high.
and one that's called cage.
Hey. Now that's odd.
What's a cage? That wasn't in the upload.
What is cage? What would cage be?
No, those two you might, hear my words, might need when you start baking. Yeah. Well, you see here, for example, if I put it in wireframe again, I zoom in a little, you see these stones here. You know, they kind of damaged here at the
There are little
at
cracks
the edge
and
and cracks and stuff in it.
crevices and little
No,
fissures.
you're not gonna really model cracks into your pillars.
Well, that
I
would
mean,
last.
you can
That would
model
add-
them, but you don't upload that high kind of density meshes which has these cracks in them, yeah?
Oh, that would be a lot of geometry.
That
Oh,
would be a lot of geometry, but you maybe want to, you have different options to do this, yeah? You can either paint on your texture cracks. You could try to find a texture or make a texture which has this kind of material plus the cracks plus all the damages and the smudging and stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Then you have to paint it.
Let me just say, I just saw yesterday, I was looking at some YouTube videos and add-ons. They are making, they have made a add-on, and it's free, that will actually add damage and cracks and little wear points on your items, and it does it automatically. And you have sliders that'll tell it how much
in the texture or in the mesh.
in the mesh itself.
Yeah, but you need a very high density mesh for that.
Yeah. You may not want to do that unless your object is very simple and can afford to have added
Yeah.
geometry.
And then
Yeah.
so you can use a add-on like that, but you can also make one yourself. And most of the time they are made by a process of which is called sculpting,
Mm-hmm.
because you can model it,
Mm-hmm.
but for this one we sculpt it. Yeah, we sculpt these cracks into it. But by the way, like you do a clay model, you push your fingers in it and you push your cracks in it. Like with a knife, you scrape it out, and that's why that's this model here.
Mm.
And then you bake the texture of this model on your high model,
Mm-hmm.
or the one you upload as highest, which could be any of these, but you bake it onto the model you're gonna upload to Second Life, which is far less dense, of course. But then it gets the illusion. But what you can also do is bake the normal map of this one onto the high map. Yeah, we get into that in the baking lessons. And then we're gonna look at how come we gonna use this cage in this very high one
Uh-huh.
to bake the texture of this one onto the other one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the shape of this one with all the cracks onto the normals for this one.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's move on.
Let's move
You're
on.
losing me. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So you're not gonna attend that class? It's too much for you?
Well, no. I'm just. I find myself drifting off. I must be. I need maybe a little more coffee or something.
Do you want me to hit the pause button on the recording?
No. I'm joking. Go ahead.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
So you see here in this folder, I have all the models of the pediments. Yeah, these one. Normally they would be all in the same position. Yeah, they have to be in the same
Right.
position.
Yeah. But you just show.
I don't want to clutter them. But now I just pulled them out just
For
to show you
demonstration.
for demonstration. Yeah. Normally
Yeah.
I have to put them back. By the way, did you know there is a handy tool add-on which allows me just to take this one and then shift select this one here and say Control C, and then it asks me what you like to copy. I say I want the location, and then it puts the low one on the physical one. This one has to go where the red one is. Control C, location. And
I never knew that.
but that only works if you have this add-on activated.
Oh, that's an add-on.
Normally it doesn't work that way. And
Okay.
so we go to preferences and we go to add-ons,
Add-ons. Yeah. Okay. That's an add-on.
and you see here enable only the activated ones. I have here one that is called copy attributes menu.
Gotcha. How much
It's
is that a free one?
that comes with the with Blender.
Okay.
So you don't have to download anything, just activate this one, and if you press Ctrl Z, you can get all kind of options. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If this would be, added, and I would rotate this one, yeah, like this. Oopsies, but it has to go here.
Yeah.
I say this one, select
Control.
this one.
Uh-huh.
No, this one. Oh, it doesn't really matter. This one. Shift select this one. Control C, and I say rotation, yeah, and it
Copy
puts it in
rotation.
the same rotation as this one.
Oh, yes, yes, very
So
cool.
if you have, for example, two leaves on a plant, and one is totally different, rotated and scaled, and
Mm-hmm.
positioned like the other leaf, and you want them to put them in the same position,
Yeah, yeah.
you can use this one. It's very
I
simple,
could see
actually.
where that would find. I could see where that would be come in very handy for several reasons. Yeah,
Yeah,
very good. Thank
scale, all kind of other stuff you even can
you. Mm-hmm.
copy. Let's keep it simple now, otherwise I will lose you.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good. That was a good side track.
Yeah.
Okay, back on the main path. Mm-hmm.
Ctrl C. So I put them. I put them back. Yeah. This one I will
Okay.
leave for now because I will just hide them. Yeah. I don't need them for
Yeah,
now.
just hide them.
So
There.
they have to be here.
Okay.
Which one? Okay. So because I have this many different ones, I don't want to see them all at once, of course.
No.
And you see, even here, I have made a few other folders. The low, the very low, the medium, and I give them the same colors, yeah?
Oh.
So if I hide all my objects here, in this folder here, I see here nothing, but I say I want to see all the medium ones. And I say, these are all the medium ones I made.
Oh,
Or I
see.
want to see all the low ones.
Yes, yes.
You know, you see I don't have any door yet.
I see your organization plan there. That's very, very cool. Very good.
Yeah, and how do you do this? You have to make these folders, of course, and you color code them,
Right.
and then you
Label
link
it correctly.
one of these to these folders here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, to each one, to the appropriate folder.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
So you just let's look at the lintel, for example. Yeah.
Okay.
I have two lintels made. Yeah.
Oh,
I have here two lintels made, a high one and a medium one. Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
They're both showing in this case,
Mhm.
and I want to make a low one. For example, not that I need one, but I want to make a low one. Yeah. So
Yeah, okay. You're going to just show us how it's done.
yeah, the pediment I will not show. Yeah. Now it shows all the low objects plus
Right.
plus it shows the medium. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? Yeah.
I see that.
So this
Yes.
is my medium one. So I copy this one.
Copy.
Oh no, I just here say make a duplicate, Shift D.
Oh, okay.
Now I made a copy, yeah, here.
Mm-hmm. That copy, right.
Don't use copy here.
No?
No, don't use the
Oh.
copy here.
Oh.
Because there is a difference, it seems the same, yeah? So if you say copy this one and paste it, the end
Looks the
result looks the same,
Yeah.
but the materials are not copied.
Ah, the materials don't come with it.
No, it makes a copy of the material also. Meaning, if you have a material called wood, it will make wood number 1. So you have two different woods materials suddenly. Yeah, you don't want that. You want to keep the material the same.
Right.
So use Shift D to duplicate it. Yeah. Okay. Now we have here. We can rename it to low. Yeah.
Right.
And then, because I'm organized, I will also give it the low color.
Sure.
I will
want to be
here, the
consistent.
color picker and low was green. So now I have a green one
Very good.
called low. It's not here in the low folder yet. No lintel yet. So I have to link this load into here.
Mm-hmm.
So I pick it up with my left mouse, I drag it here, then it says here, Control to link, Shift to parent. You see that?
Oh, I do.
So I want to link it. So
You want to link it.
yeah,
You don't want to parent.
no, I don't want to parent it to something else. I want to link this one.
You want
So
to
I want them to be the same, yeah?
Okay.
So I click the control, hold down the control, and then drop it.
Gotcha.
And now it's
And
now it's here and it's there.
There it is. It's
These are the
Yeah.
same.
same thing.
Yeah?
Same thing.
If I click this one off, it will disappear, yeah?
The other one off.
But this one is then also changed here, yeah? Doesn't really matter
Gotcha.
which one.
Because they're linked.
They are linked, so what happens here also.
Gotcha. Very good.
So, I don't want to see this medium then. So now I see all the lows, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Now I made the low one. Actually, I didn't make a complete low one. I copied it, so now I can finish the low one. Yeah?
So you can actually edit the mesh to make
I can try to make this mesh simpler, but for this example doesn't make any sense because
Yeah,
if I edit it, it's already, if I show it, there are no vertices anymore, which I can take out. It's already on its simplest, so that's why I wouldn't make any low one actually.
That
Doesn't make sense to make a low one. Now let's look at something else. Let's look at this pilaster.
Okay.
We have to look at still some things. We have this pilaster here, and we have different ones. Yeah.
Oh yes.
So I started. Normally, you start. The first one you start modeling, and you make something like this, where
The detail.
I don't want to see this lintel. So now here I just have the pilaster, yeah? You see,
Right.
I gave it the front, no back, because it will be
Okay.
against the wall, so it doesn't really need a back. Meaning, if you don't need it, you delete it.
Very good.
That's a good slogan. If you don't need it, delete it.
I like that.
Remember that, Gray. If you don't need it, delete it.
I'm going to write that down somewhere. If you don't need it, delete it.
Yeah, if you don't see it,
Beat it.
beat it.
No. If you discrete it,
Well, you can, anyway, anything you don't see, you don't need in a mesh.
right.
Anything you hardly see or don't notice isn't really in view. You could use also a smaller texture. Yeah?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You use
Sure.
detail where it's in focused only. Yeah?
Right.
And of course, if you run around the sim and looking and exploring, you can be kind of, obnoxious person and zoom in on everything and say, "Whoa, these tile, the roof tile, they like detail." Yeah, but who is gonna zoom in all the time on?
No one
roof
would
tile?
ever do that.
Yeah.
No one is that obnoxious.
Yeah. So roof tiles normally are, look at them from a distance, and unless you're maybe a roof sitter, or
Yeah.
are you?
Well, no.
Okay, so you don't need a lot of detail on roof
No,
tiles.
don't need a lot of detail.
Just where you know. Okay, so this is the medium one I modeled, meaning the high one would have more mesh details. Yeah, so usually these have sharp edges, the medium one, and the higher one, for me, means which can have beveled edges. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have a little bevel on it.
Bevel where you need them,
Just where you need it.
Don't
If
put
you
them
need
everywhere, it will be more expensive.
No, if you
the
don't
land
need
impact-
it, don't, or delete it, or no.
Yeah, don't need to delete it. Well, actually that's the best thing I ever said, I think. What do you think?
I think we should go celebrate with champagne afterward.
Yeah, let's stop this lesson. Let's go drink something.
Okay, meanwhile, back in the lesson.
Yeah. So this is high level. So
It is high.
and the low levels. So
Low
the
level.
low one has,
Oh, they're more simple.
if you compare them, the
Oh,
low
look at that.
the low one, I can pick this up. Gee, let's move it a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. There
Do you see the difference?
Oh, I do see the difference
I-
right away.
I just remove a lot of edge loops, yeah?
Right.
So
That's very low level of detail.
Yeah.
Low LOD.
So if I would zoom out like this,
Look at that. They look like pilasters.
they almost look the same, yeah?
They're just about the same.
From this distance you don't see it.
Exactly.
Hardly. And the texture will be still on there.
Ah, which will give the illusion of some detail.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is what kind of aim for, you know. If you zoom out, yeah, they look kind of the same shape. So how much of these edge loops can you remove and still kind of have the shape you need? So if I would like also show the very low one,
Oh my goodness. Now that just looks like a slab of nothing. There you go. Move it on over. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they just look like,
well,
yeah,
can you see it?
I see it. They look like door pilasters to me.
And this is kind of the idea, yeah. From a very far distance, you don't see the difference between the three of them. So why you need a high level of detail on a mesh?
You really don't.
You don't need,
because it's just a placeholder. It's just a placeholder. You know, your mind, your eye, and your mind, they make up the detail. They fill it in.
So that's the goal. So, and what we said is like, oh, this 50, 75% reduction. So this was the one oh, where's the medium one? Here, yeah. So we also have the medium one here. Oh, where am I gonna put that? Gee,
You can slip it behind it.
I like this.
Yeah, there you go.
So this is high, yellow is low, yeah? So if I click high, you can see here, can I see that? Yeah, the high one has 90, how many triangles? 1600 triangles, yeah?
300.
The medium one has,
Only 384. Wow.
that's a big reduction.
That is a big reduction, about a third.
So
Maybe a fourth.
the green one has 104, is 1/3. So that's like 75% reduction, yeah? And the very low one,
Oh, it has 32.
32.
Come on. That's ridiculous.
you don't need more. So this is kind of nice, I think.
Well,
Yeah?
that makes the point. I mean, that gets the idea across about this level of detail.
Yeah, so that's the goal, yeah? But,
It's a lot of work.
yeah, but it's not all the work.
Oh, no.
Because we have one other thing, and when you start modeling, you also have UV maps. UV maps. So one rule is the UV maps of these 4 different LODs, they all have to be exactly in the same spot, the same size.
They have to be in the same location and the
Same
same
size.
size. Okay.
And of course, the high level UV map is not exactly the same because it has more triangles. It
Right.
can't be the same, but still it has to be in the same spot. So if we look at the, well, let's start with this one, the medium one, yeah? So I make, this is the
Basically,
medium.
basically it would be the bounding box that is in the same location, right?
No.
No. Okay. Sorry I said that.
The,
Forget it.
yes and no. The bounding box of doesn't really exist. The bounding box of the UV
No,
map,
no.
but no, it has to be exactly. Everything has to be in the sec. I hope it is, and I didn't fuck this up.
Oh, I hope so too.
Because I see some kind of odd thing here going on. So,
Uh-oh.
yeah.
You've done it now.
So if I look at the
Put your color box away.
I could do that for you.
Yeah, it's bothered me.
So you know this one here is kind of beveled. Yeah,
Mhm.
it has a bevel
Mhm.
here,
Oh yes.
and you can see that also here.
Yes.
So there are extra lines here. When I zoom in here, these bevels shows up. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
but you see that the UV map itself is compared to the UV map of this one. It's on the same spot. Yeah, this one has less vertices, but this area here is at the exact same spot.
Has to be.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
meaning actually, how do you do this? Actually, the UV maps. I say plural because probably you will have two UV maps. One for the texturing, one for the baking. They have to be finished before you start copying these meshes to make the different LODs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
There's a sequence there. You would not want to go back and start editing the mesh.
no, because it's very hard. Say you didn't do that. You make this high level one,
Right.
and then you think, well, now I have made all these different LoDs. Let's start unwrapping them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you start with this high one. You unwrap that nice UV map, but now how do you get to the other one at the exact same spot?
That is the question.
Well, you cannot. That's the answer. You cannot.
Oh.
Not in this case. It will complain. It will say, "Oh, but this mesh isn't the same density as the other one." So no, I refuse to do that. Because yes, you can. You know, if I click on I can try this one. Yeah, I can take this one here, and I right click it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think I have to click this one and then shift click that one, and I say right click it, and I say was it duplicate actually it doesn't really matter. Where was this? Or did I have to? No, I have to press Ctrl L. Yeah. Ctrl L, link transfer data, and I say here you see copy UV maps.
Right.
Let's do that. It says object, high mesh, cube, 18.
Oh,
Let's do it.
Wouldn't let you read the whole thing. Yeah.
Copy.
Got to read fast.
This one has so many faces, the other one has I expected so many faces. I refuse to do this. They are different. You cannot copy them.
It's complaining.
Now what? Now what? You can start all over. That's the answer. You have to make all these lots again.
Oh no.
So be pretty sure that you think, okay, I have the UV map I want. I'm not gonna change it anymore. Now I can make the other LODs.
Gotcha.
That's the important lesson.
So there is a sequence. You got to stick to it.
There is a sequence. You have to stick to it. Yeah. So let's. There's this magic button. Says Ctrl Z.
Yeah. Let's put all these back here.
Let's put them back together again.
Hope you have enough steps.
Yeah,
Steps
hundreds.
to maximum.
I made hundreds of steps
Yeah, good, good,
like
good.
this.
There we go.
So, that was the pilaster. Now, last but not least, sometimes I like to know how it will look like when I render this stuff, when I come to bake this stuff, if it looks nice, yeah, if I made the UV maps the correct size and stuff, and then you want to see what will this thing look like in the end.
I always like that. I always like to kind of preview what is it gonna look like.
So, meaning I will deselect this, and then I will see. Okay, let's look at what actually.
What shall we look
What happens if I just press F12?
at? Nothing. You don't have anything selected.
Nothing. Correct.
Yeah.
F12 is for show me the render of what I made, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's select this medium one.
Okay.
Let's try this again. F12.
Okay. There we go.
No pilasters.
No pilasters.
Why don't we see any pilasters?
Were they selected?
No. Are they selected? Pilaster, medium. Oh. Now, what did I do here?
You said don't show it in the render.
Everything here, all these models I don't want to see in my baking
Right.
or in my render are disabled. Yeah.
Right.
Actually,
So
as soon as you're gonna bake, we will get to that very soon. I will just enable the one I want to see in my render. Yeah.
right.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
The pilaster.
Select your pilaster.
The pilaster. Is there any pilasters? I want to probably see the one in the high. So I select the high one. This is the one I want to render, the high one. Yeah. I open this one. There is no pilaster here. You see that?
Yeah, there is.
Where?
In the middle.
Oh, here. It says show.
Yeah. Close those others and just show that one.
Oh, no, it just shows this one. Well, it's kind of fucked up, but it looks good, yeah?
Oh, it does look good.
I don't know where the door is. I probably didn't. There's no door here.
Yeah, there is no door. No.
Okay. But it looks good.
Looks very good.
So we will get to this when we start baking, but this is also very important to just enable the ones you want to see in your baking. You have to activate here, and all the other ones don't. Otherwise, there will be two of them in the same spot, and you think, why is my texture so dark, black even? That's because two meshes are in the render which overlap.
Yeah, they're overlapping.
You don't.
Kai, I do want to say, I did not bring you an apple today for class.
But you're gonna tip.
No, and I'm not giving you a tip. But I do want to say, I want it on record. You produce some very, very good mesh. That little frame right there, that is quite beautiful. That is really.
I think it's too clean still, yeah, because I put on just one texture, kind of clean plaster.
Yeah.
It's not smudged or whatever, that would make it more realistic. So
it looks very nice.
And of course, nothing in real life looks so perfectly square here. It has to be more damaged. That's why, if you really want to make a good realistic looking one, you have to start sculpting and modeling these cracks and stuff.
Texture paint.
Or you have to texture paint it, yeah.
You can put a few cracks in there with the certain brushes and
Yeah,
stuff,
but I
smudges.
have to say, Gray, that's not part of this course.
No, it's not. I'm sorry. Did I mention that? No, I did not. That was
But
somebody
yes,
else.
it's good advice. If you want more detail in the texture, you have to either paint it or use Photoshop or whatever GIMP to have different layers of smudge and
Yeah.
dirt,
But see,
red poop. Or,
you diverted my comment. I'm
did I?
complimenting. I'm saying you're doing a great job. This is almost like professional level.
Oh, thank you, Gray.
Yeah. Okay. That's all.
Thank you. Oh, let's get my handkerchief. I have to cry now. Thank you. I didn't expect it from you.
I know. I know. It kind of took you by surprise, didn't it?
I think I think we I think we're gonna kind of done, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
We've been at it like almost pretty close to an hour.
yeah. Oh, that's no longer. Yeah, we started earlier.
Yeah, a little longer.
So yeah, so yes, you have to make. Oh, I didn't do the physical one yet, but we do that when we get to the physical part of things in the next lesson.
Yeah. We do it like in the baking area.
Um, and you have to remember, you have to decide which four I'm gonna make, which four different LODs do I really need? Do I need actually four? Can I get away with less of them? Um, and how to organize them
Oh yes, organizing.
in different folders. You link them so you don't get lost in all these different, because it adds up. Yeah, I have like hmm, like how many we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
Eight
different
times
elements
five.
of this door.
Eight.
Times
Yeah.
5 is
40.
yeah, how much?
40.
45?
Well, that would be 8 times 9. I mean,
40.
9
40
times 5.
different meshes
40. 40.
to manage, yeah, and then we're just talking about one door. What a complete village, yeah, with houses.
Oh, this is too hard. I'm gonna start training on Photoshop. I'm sorry. Bye.
I knew it. Didn't I tell you like 3 years ago, Blender, don't get into it, Gray. It's too
You
much
did.
for
You
you.
warned me. You
Yeah.
warned me that it's very difficult, and I think you knew my intelligence level, and you tried to warn me.
You're
Yeah.
just,
Thanks.
yeah, just a simple dean. Yeah, no, it's. I don't think many people realize that when you look at clothes, stuff what people make, how much work actually is
Oh my
going into
goodness, how
this.
deep it goes. It's like a deep, deep tunnel.
And then they wanted that. Oh yeah, I will pay like 200 liners for that.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
many
just give it to me. Just give it away. Give it away.
hours sweating and tears went
Yeah.
into it, frustration.
Oh, well, that's another rant for another day.
That's more a topic for you, for your
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
your
I'll bring that
sessions.
up for a discussion.
Blender
Okay.
frustrations, how it changed your life,
Yeah.
your personality, and
Yeah. But you had
okay.
to go on those antidepressant medications. Wait, yeah, we'll go into that later. Well, Kai, this was a wonderful class. Thank you so much.
Did I forget anything? No, I don't think so.
I think you'll cover it maybe later if you did.
Okay, let's
Okay.
leave it to this then I can stop the recording.
All right.